Ladies and gentlemen, the graduates of the Michigan College of Optometry. The graduates of the College of Health Professions. the faculty representatives of Ferris State University. The President and stage dignitaries. Ferris is proud to recognize graduates and guests who are currently serving or have served in our armed forces. Veterans, please stand or wave. Audience and graduates, if you would please stand as well for the singing of our national anthem. Please feel free to join soloist Rachel Schumann. Gentlemen, please remove your hats.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight of the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still say does that star-spangled banner yet wave over the land of the free and the home of the brave.
You may be seated. Good afternoon. Welcome to the commencement exercises of Ferris State University. We are delighted that you, the families and friends of our graduates, have come to witness this occasion which celebrates their accomplishments. My name is Sheila McEachran, and I'm a faculty member in the College of Health Professions. Carrying the symbolic mace and representing the Academic Senate is Emily Alexson. Marshals representing the faculty members are David Patillo and Amy DiNardo. Today's music is performed by the Brass Quintet from Mount Pleasant. The interpreter is Emily Baxter. The ushers are members of the Ferris State University Student Alumni Gold Club. Please join me in thanking them for their assistance. Now allow me to present the stage dignitaries who will rise as they are introduced. Audience, please hold your applause until all have been recognized. Board of Trustees Chair Paul Boyer from Ada. President David L. Eisler. Honorary Doctorate Candidate Alex Gorski. Provost and Vice President for Academic Affairs Paul A. Blake. Academic Senate President Charles Bacon. Associate Vice President for External Relations and Executive Director of the Ferris Alumni Association, Jeremy J. Mishler. Vice President for Student Affairs, Janine A. Ward-Roof. Vice President for Administration and Finance, Jerry L. Scobie. Trustee Gary L. Granger from Byron Center. Trustee Robert Hegblum from Auburn Hills. Trustee Amna Siebold from East Grand Rapids. Trustee Rupesh K. Shrivastava from Wixom. Trustee LaShonda Thomas from Grosse Pointe. Vice President for Advancement and Marketing, Shelley Piercy. Vice President for Diversity and Inclusion, David Pilgrim. Vice President and General Counsel, Miles J. Postema. Dean of the Library, Scott Garrison. Dean of the College of Arts and Sciences, Christy L. Hake. Dean of the College of Education and Human Services, Eric L. Jackson. Dean of College of Engineering Technology, Larry L. Schult. Dean of College of Health Professions, Matthew O. Adianju. Dean of the Michigan College of Optometry, David A. Damari. Would you please join in me in acknowledging them? Officially presiding over this commencement ceremony are members of the Board of Trustees of Ferris State University. President Eisler now brings you the university's greetings.
It is a pleasure to welcome each of you, family, friends, honored guests, members of our Board of Trustees, faculty and staff colleagues, and most importantly, you, our graduates. As a university community, we are immensely proud of each of you. It is a true honor to stand before you, the class of 2018. Today is a wonderful opportunity for you to reflect on your accomplishments here at Ferris State University. At such a time, you need to know that your success is built upon the collective efforts of so many people who care about you and who take great pride in your growth and development. I want to pause for a moment so we can express our thanks to them. I begin with our faculty, who have served as your teachers, advisors, guides, and mentors. We are truly fortunate to have a faculty who are dedicated to teaching and who care deeply about students. I would ask that our faculty rise so we can express our thanks to them. I also want to thank our staff, who each contribute in their way for you, our students. In doing so, I would note their many contributions to our ceremony, the beautiful decorations here today, and the commencement program, which provides information on our university, its degrees, and today's ceremony. Now to the special guests with us today. First, I want to recognize your parents. They have planned and sacrificed to help you reach this pinnacle of achievement. Parents, please stand. I'd be willing to guess that there are also proud grandparents here. Would you please stand? For some graduates, there are spouses or significant others who have stood by them in both good and tough times and have supported you working toward this day. Would you please stand? Graduates, some of you also have children who have had to share their mom or dad with books, studying, and homework assignments. I'd ask the children of our graduates to stand. Finally, we have many friends and other relatives of our graduates here. Please stand so we can thank you for being here with us today. Graduates, in a few moments, you'll be crossing this stage. Two helpful reminders. As you celebrate this achievement, take time to thank those who have worked, helped, and supported you. Their sacrifice and love have helped create this moment for you. Second, a practical but useful reminder. We're going to take your picture as you receive your degree. Don't forget to pause as I shake your hand and smile. Every student who crosses our stage today has a unique story. Earning a college degree is a process that involves individual revelations and insights. It requires a tenacity to succeed and overcome challenges. In this, our graduates develop insight into the world around them and clear direction for their career path and purpose. Over the past few weeks, I've taken time to visit with our graduates to learn more about their lives and studies at Ferris. In listening, I've developed a deeper understanding of the challenges our students face and the powerful ways they overcome obstacles to earn their degree. Allow me to share a story with you that captures how one's path may not always be clear nor straight, but in time will lead you where you're meant to be. Growing up in Zeeland, this graduate will tell you has had many advantages as a child. After graduating from high school, he began undergraduate studies at Hope College, changing his major 4 times. With an uncertainty about his future, he left Hope just 4 credits shy of earning his degree. After spending 2 years working multiple odd jobs, he settled on the idea of becoming a veterinarian. He attended Grand Rapids Community College to finish the credits he needed to earn his bachelor's degree so he could apply to veterinary schools. He then spent 3 months living and working in the Galapagos Islands to complete an internship. When he returned home, though, he began to fill out applications for veterinary school, but found he just couldn't fill them out, hesitant that maybe this wasn't his future. His family life changed drastically when his father lost his job, his parents divorced, and needed to help his mother get back on her feet. He then moved to North Carolina to live with his best friend and look for employment. After several years of soul searching, he decided to move back home to Zeeland and live with his mom and stepdad at the age of 31. While driving back to Michigan, he had much time to think about his life, where he had been and where he wanted to go. He thought about how much he loved helping people and how his science background might lend itself well to a health-related career. His grandfather was a physician, and he had other family members working in the medical profession. He recalled being told he should enter the medical field, but it just never clicked. He knew he had finally discovered his true calling. He was accepted into Ferris, needing only 13 credits to enroll in the nursing program. Ferris became a second home for him, and he was finally where he was meant to be. Professor Bob Fryer was very instrumental in his success at Ferris and affirmed he was in the right field. He worked while attending school, and he also met the love of his life. He was married 6 months before he began his nursing program studies, and now they're expecting their first child together next week. He is currently working in the cardiothoracic ICU at the Meyer Heart Center in Grand Rapids and contemplating medical school. He thanks his wife, Kylie, who has supported and sacrificed much for him, his mom, Laurel, and stepdad, Fred, his dad, Ken, and his grandmother, Helena, who was a 1944 graduate of Butterworth Nursing School, is here today. It's my pleasure to introduce to you this afternoon Tom Hesch. Tom, would you please stand? Would Tom's family also stand so we can recognize them? Would Tom's family please stand? There they are. Our second story is about tragedy and discovery. As a soccer standout at Anchor Bay High School in New Baltimore, this graduate was recruited to play for the women's soccer team at Ferris. After visiting the campus and carefully considering her options with her parents, she accepted the offer her junior year and was excited to plan for college and to play a sport she loved. 4 months before moving to campus, her mother, Sandra, passed away. Finishing her senior year of high school and leaving home was emotionally challenging. Being 3.5 hours away from her family while starting her first year of college, the honors program was difficult. She was fortunate, however, to have the help of her roommate, teammates, and coaches to keep her focused. After experiencing her mother's passing, she had to become independent rather quickly. She says the small town feel of campus in Big Rapids helped ease her transition. She used these 4 years at Ferris to get a fresh start, to create herself. At Ferris, she knew she wanted to pursue nursing. The nurses who helped her mother inspired her. She wanted to be the person others would lean on when their loved ones were in medical distress. Between classes and playing soccer, she tutored students, focused on performing community service, helped with the big event, assisted soccer coaches at Big Rapids High School, and volunteered over spring break at a nursing home in Costa Rica. This is one proud bulldog. Earlier this year, I met her visiting with the soccer team. She asked about my bulldog lapel pin, and I gave it to her. She now wears this proudly on her nursing badge. Although challenged here at first, she also now considers Ferris her second home. This graduate began working in the new grad float pool at Spectrum Health in Grand Rapids after taking the NCLEX exam. Today, she thanks her coaches, her father, Michael, her sister, Mallory, and her friends, Audrey, Rachel, Hannah, Elise, and Nicole. It is a pleasure to introduce to you Hillary Schatzley. Hillary, would you please stand? Would her family please stand? Graduates, on behalf of our university, I wish you great success, meaning, and fulfillment. As you receive your diploma today, I encourage you to reflect upon the education you've received and the many people who helped you arrive at this moment. As you set out on the next step of your life and career, you will face times of challenge and uncertainty. But I encourage you to remember the examples of Tom Hesch and Hillary Schatzley. With commitment and determination, you will achieve the future success you seek. Congratulations and best wishes, class of 2018.
Provost and Vice President for Academic Affairs, Paul Blake, will introduce the honorary doctorate candidate.
Good afternoon. We are honored today to recommend a veteran and Ferris supporter who has given his time and expertise to our students while leading a truly exemplary career, one that embodies a true passion for his profession. We are proud to recognize Alex Gorski. Allow me to share the resolution. Honorary Doctorate of Health Professions. Whereas, Alex Gorski, you have had an extensive career with Johnson & Johnson the world's largest healthcare company, beginning as a sales representative in 1988 and advancing over the years to become the 7th person to serve as chairman and CEO of Johnson & Johnson since 2012. Whereas you are recognized as one of the 100 most inspiring leaders by Pharma Voice, a recipient of the Ripple of Hope Award from the Robert F. Kennedy Human Rights Foundation, and for the past 3 years, been on the list of highest rated CEOs on the Glassdoor Employees' Choice Awards. Whereas you are inaugural speaker for the university's Victor Spathelf Lecture, a member of the board of directors of IBM, the Wharton School of Business of Overseers, and the board of directors of the Business Roundtable. Whereas you have a strong dedication to your profession, an exuberant passion for healthcare, active involvement with the College of Health Professions, College of Pharmacy, Michigan College of Optometry, and the College of Arts and Sciences, and a sincere commitment to the education and future of our students. Whereas you honorably served your country in the United States Army, finishing your military career with the rank of captain. Now, therefore, be it resolved that the Board of Trustees of Ferris State University offers to you its sincere gratitude and takes great pride in conferring upon you the honorary degree Doctor of Health Professions with all rights, privileges thereto pertaining.
Alex Gorski, Ferris State University is privileged to pay tribute to you today. By virtue of the laws of the state of Michigan and the authority vested in me by the Board of Trustees of Ferris State University, and with the sincere good wishes of the faculty and students of this university, I confer upon you the honorary degree Doctor of Health Professions with all the rights and privileges therein. As a symbol of this recognition, we invest you with this doctoral hood. And present you with this diploma, Dr. Gorski. I'll take this one. May I present to you Dr. Alex Gorski.
Thank you. Well, President Eisler, thank you very much. And a very special thank you to Provost and Vice President Academic Affairs, Vice President Paul Blake. Now, many of you may not know, but when I was a much younger man in 1978 and graduated from Fremont High School, right down the road from here, he happened to be my high school literature teacher and also my football coach. That's a pretty interesting conversation, as you can probably imagine. But there's more than one time, and I tell this story frequently. To this day, people say, what's some of your important lessons as being a CEO? And I'll never forget in one of my very first football games, I happened to play quarterback, and I wasn't very good, and I threw a pass that went into the wrong hands, and the guy returned it for a touchdown. And, I was moping on the sideline, and Coach Blake came over and put his arm around me and said, son, if you want to play this position, you better get some tough skin. And that was great advice for a CEO today. But I think in no small way I would not be where I am today were it not for the education, the mentoring, and frankly, the love of Paul Blake and that he provided through the years. So Paul, thank you very much. Next, I want to jump on the comments of President Eisler earlier and do kind of a joint appreciation again for faculty and parents. Because when I look out on the faculty, I know that were it not for a teacher like Paul Blake, there's no way I could have achieved what I've been able to do. And the impact that you have on the students' lives, the sacrifices that you made, the commitments that you make every day to make sure that they can be their best, to help them realize probably dreams that they couldn't imagine on their own is awesome. And without you, none of that is possible. And for the parents, your support, your push, your pull, your love, and always being there, frankly, is what makes the difference. So I would just like all the graduates to join me in another quick round of applause for the faculty and for your parents. So as you know, it's always a challenge when you're asked to speak at a graduation. And in this case, I went out to probably my two best counselors, my wife and my son, because they're the people who right away, as soon as I walk in the door, say, you're no longer CEO, you're dad, and you're my husband. And asked them, so what should I talk about? And my wife said, first of all, she's a nurse and she has been for over 30 years. She said, keep it real and practical, which you would expect from a nurse. And my son, who's getting ready to graduate himself from an MBA program, said, keep it short. And so I'm going to do my best to heed their advice and share a couple of things. But I think usually graduation talks are about a few things. I think, one, it's about recognition, recognizing you, the graduates, and everyone here for what you've accomplished. You put a lot of hard work, sweat, late nights, toil. You've sacrificed other opportunities to be here, and you should enjoy the moment. Next, I think it's about providing some perspective, because your life's going to change now as you head out into the real world. And of course, what would a graduation speech be without a little bit of advice? So I'll try to do that, again, in a candid, real, authentic, but succinct way. First of all, let me congratulate you for choosing healthcare. I cannot imagine, I'm probably a little biased here, given the company that I represent, I can't imagine a more challenging, but also a more rewarding career. Think about it for a moment. It's 20% of our economy. 1 out of every 10 people in our country is employed in healthcare. But most importantly, every one of us feels the impact of healthcare in a very personal way, either with ourselves, our parents, our children, our loved one. And you're going to have the ability to touch patients like that every step of the way along your career. Now, what I will tell you, it's an incredibly exciting time to be there. At a company like Johnson & Johnson, you see the way that science is coming together in ways, frankly, that only 10 years ago we couldn't have imagined. Biology, chemistry, the technology associated with what we see on the West Coast, connectivity. And we see new CAR T-cell therapies for things like multiple myeloma, ways of making minimally invasive surgical devices that are opening up new ways of thinking and doing and providing health care, again, that are quite transformational. You're going to be in the middle of all that. The other really cool aspect for you is you're probably going to be able to have about 10 careers. You can stay local. You can go global. You can work in a Syrian refugee camp. You can put your skills to work to help solve Ebola, HIV. Or you can stay right here and work in a local pharmacy or healthcare provider. There are endless opportunities. You might decide to join industry and become part of a large clinical research trial that, again, focuses on curing some new disease. So you've got a number of choices in front of you, and frankly, the world is your oyster. Now, the next thing I want to just talk about, in addition to the great advantage of being in healthcare, is the fact that you're from Michigan. And as somebody that grew up right down the road and who's incredibly proud of maybe claiming that camouflage and blaze orange were my school colors, I couldn't think of a better place to be from than Fremont, Michigan. And the kind of character, the kind of value, the kind of life skill sets that you got, that's what makes us who we are. And I can tell you, being around a lot of people that tend to have gone to a lot of other schools, I never once felt intimidated. I never once felt that I couldn't compete, because I knew what was most important at the end of the day was having those kind of character and value systems that you learn in small towns like right here in Fremont, and frankly, the grit of hard work and not being afraid to do what it takes to get there. And so I think growing up in a small community gives you a huge advantage. Never look back, never be shy, and make sure that you never forget where you came from. I'd encourage you to go far, but also don't be afraid to come home, because it's a pretty special place. And I think the older that you get, the more that you'll realize and appreciate that along the way. So let me close with just a couple words of advice. First of all, while it's really great that you're graduating today, that diploma that you're receiving is probably really nothing more than a license to learn in today's environment. When I graduated, the half-life of an education was probably 15 or 20 years. In your case, it's probably going to be about 5 years. But the skills, the capabilities, the insights that you've learned here, the hunger to learn, the curiosity to learn, is what will carry you forward. And so never stop learning. Never be bored. Always be opening your eyes, looking for that next opportunity to make yourself better, to make healthcare better. 2, make sure you never lose touch with those morals, those values that made you who you are. You know, at Johnson & Johnson, I'm incredibly fortunate to work for a company that has something called our Credo, that was written by the son of our founder more than 75 years ago. And it talks about our commitment to patients, to consumers, to our employees, to our communities, and ultimately to our shareholders, in that order. And what I would encourage all of you to do is make sure you have your own Credo. There's going to be a lot of opportunities to take a shortcut. There'll be a lot of temptations to pull you in different directions. But never, ever sacrifice or compromise the value system that has been ingrained in you here from growing up in this area. It's by far the most important true north that you'll have. Next, don't lose sight of your family. I'm incredibly fortunate to have my wife for more than 30 years, my father, my brother. Without my father and mothering and the parenting skills, I wouldn't be here where I am. My brother makes sure that I keep it real all the time. And I'm usually the first one to have to pay for drinks when we go out. But he always reminds me about where I stand in the family. And the love and support from my wife and our son, those are the things that carry you through. Yes, there's going to be challenges at work. There's going to be opportunities. You may even get a title or something new. But don't lose sight of your family. And last but not least, what I would say is take care of yourselves. You're going to be in healthcare. What I will also tell you as you go through your careers, there's going to be a lot of long hours, a lot of demands, a lot of nights with little sleep, bad chicken dinners, temptations to do this or do that. But as healthcare providers, as healthcare professionals, it's critical that you also take time to invest in your own health. And it may not seem so important when you're in your 20s or your 30s, maybe even your 40s, but time does take its toll. And find the time, and look, you don't have to run a marathon or do a triathlon, but find some way to keep yourself healthy, because we all know that's the best prevention. And that's the best way to ensure that when you've given 30 or 40 years of your career and you retire and your family sacrificed and you happen to have an untoward health event, you won't be there to be able to share it with your family. So take that moment to take care of yourselves, and it will pay off in a big way later on in your life. So what I would say to all of you graduates is that you really are at the right place at the right time. With the right skills, I think you can reach your dreams, and most importantly, you can make a real difference in the world. And after all, you are graduating from the Opportunity University. So go out there, change the future of healthcare. We need you to do that. It's a big challenge, but when I look out and see you and the enthusiasm and the positive nature that you represent, I'm more optimistic than ever that we'll be able to do that and more. So once again, congratulations to the class of 2018. Go make us all very proud. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Gorski. We now take pride in recognizing the graduates of the Ferris State University class of 2018. As they cross the stage, please note the cords worn by many of our graduates. These earned symbols signify academic honors, military service, Greek societies, and student organizations. In the interest of time and maintaining the integrity of the ceremony, we ask that the family and friends of the graduates please remain at their seats for the complete ceremony. The university has contracted with a professional photographer to take pictures of each graduate. Following the ceremony, we invite the family and friends to take photos in front of the stage. For safety purposes, the platform will be closed. The academic deans will assist President Eisler and Provost Blake to confer the appropriate degrees and certificates on the Ferris State University class of 2018.
Will the candidates for the Doctor of Optometry degree in the Michigan College of Optometry please rise? Will their families also rise? Dean David A. Damari will present the candidates.
On behalf of the Michigan College of Optometry, I am honored to present these candidates for the degree Doctor of Optometry. They are hereby certified by our wonderful faculty for their degrees. These special hoods they wear, which they received earlier this morning, represent the completion of the requirement for the doctoral degree.
By virtue of the authority vested in me, I confer upon you the degree, Doctor of Optometry, with all the rights, privileges, and responsibilities therein. Congratulations, doctoral graduates, Michigan College of Optometry.
Families may be seated. Graduates, please come forward as directed by the ushers. Dr. Amber Marie Cummings. Dr. Nicole Lynn Oberlin. Dr. Madeline Marie Hacker. Dr. Stephanie Marie Berg. Dr. Curtis Ellsworth Finch III. Dr. Tiffany Michelle Marco. Dr. Allison Page Webster. Dr. Hayden James Larson. Dr. Adam Michael Sulinski. Dr. Alexander J. Groth. Dr. Matthew Ryan Austin. Dr. John David Krustowski. Dr. Elisa Marie Drew. Dr. Kristen F. Johnson. Dr. Bailey Elise Pearson. Dr. James Kuhn. Dr. Edward Avery Peters IV. Dr. Kyle Lark. Dr. Timothy Drew Walker. Dr. Benjamin James Sickinga. Dr. Derek James Dake. Dr. Patrick William Graves. Dr. Brian Joseph Hostetler. Dr. Matthew John Hulst. Dr. Emily Lynn Krieger. Dr. Arisaldi A. Lacura. Dr. Daniel James Van Elk. Dr. Matthew Seth Black. Dr. Jonathan David Connors. Dr. Courtney L. Schneider. Dr. Stacy A. Boguszewski. Dr. William Scott Mings. Dr. Derek Roy Williams. Dr. Stephen Andrew Herman. Dr. Lena Sala. Dr. Nathan Charles Traxler. Ladies and gentlemen, the doctoral graduates of the Michigan College of Optometry.
Will the candidates for the baccalaureate degree in the Michigan College of Optometry please rise? Will their families also rise? Dean Damari will present the candidates.
On behalf of the Michigan College of Optometry, I am honored to present these candidates for the Bachelor of Science degree. They are hereby certified by the faculty for their degrees.
By virtue of the authority vested in me, I confer upon you the Bachelor of Science in Vision Science degree with all the rights, privileges, and responsibilities therein. Congratulations, graduates, Michigan College of Optometry.
Families may be seated. Graduates, please come forward. Casey James Festerling. Mark Joseph Kazmarek. Ladies and gentlemen, the Bachelor of Science in Vision Science graduates of the Michigan College of Optometry.
Will the candidates for the master's degrees in the College of Health Professions please rise? Will their families also rise? Dean Adeyanju will present the master's degree candidates.
On behalf of the College of Health Professions, I'm honored and privileged to present to you this candidate for the degrees of Master of Healthcare Administration, Master of Public Health, and Master of Science in Nursing. They are hereby certified by the faculty for their degrees.
By virtue of the authority vested in me, I confer upon each of you the master's degree as it applies to you individually, with all the rights, privileges, and responsibilities therein. Congratulations, master's graduates, College of Health Professions.
Family members may be seated. Graduates, please come forward as directed by the ushers. Roberta Brubaker. James C. Glasheen. Heather Marie Davis. Samantha Copeson. Samantha Lynn Steinbach. Kaylee Hafley. Missy Parker Gray. Erin Colleen Griffiths. Catherine Michelle Hamland. Nikki Ann Reed. Michelle Lynn Larino. Crystal Lynn Johnson. Carly Lynn Fewens. Kyle Harriman Reidenbach. Kaya McElveen. Catherine Stora Ostrowski. Kristen Marie Buck. Michelle Ann Stimpson. Ladies and gentlemen, the master's graduates of the College of Health Professions.
Will the candidates for baccalaureate and associate degrees in the College of Health Professions please rise? Will their families also rise? Dean Adeyanju will present the candidates.
On behalf of the College of Health Professions, I'm honored and privileged to present to you this candidate for the degrees of Bachelor of Science, Associate in Applied Science. They are hereby certified by the faculty for their degrees.
By virtue of the authority vested in me, I confer upon each of you the bachelor and associate degrees as they apply to you individually, for all the rights, privileges, and responsibilities therein. Congratulations, College of Health Professions.
Families may be seated. Graduates may be seated except for the first row. Please come forward as directed by the ushers. Erica Lynn Martin. Megan Catherine Smith. Haley Maureen Hagel. Jessie Lee Gullian. Kayla Lynn Gap. Rebecca Lee Cooper. Courtney Marie Harth. Casey Marie Van Putten. Nadia Martinez Estrada. Heather Ann Wright. Kara Ann Cassidy. Haley C. Lennon. Chelsea Jean Nelson. Harmon Kaur Gill. Kayla Danielle Rebolman. Lauren Marie Faria. Michaela Nicole Cram. Lauren Lorraine Doyle. Sarah Lynn Johnson. Rachel Marie Weaver. Jasmine Gillespie. Courtney Lee Reinbold. Amy Marie Anderson. Megan Ray Tyrion. Jennifer Jo Mikowski. Megan Nicole Young. Christy Lynn Gray. Katina Starlin. Nicole M. Veroni. Latrice Ann Hopkins. Danielle Renee McCauley. Yolanda Marie White. Zora A. Allen. Courtney Paige Stefanski. Lauren Nicole McDowell. Audrey Lane Romine. Holly Marguerite Dittmar. Madison Eloise Lake Wickham. Taylor Jean Williams. Shannon N. Marona. Brandon Kenneth Smith. Bryler E. Smith. Rashano Marciano Deshawn McKenzie. Nicole Virginia Springer. Stephanie Ann Tenbush. Ashley Lauren Driscoll. Elizabeth Ann LaHaye. Ashley Laura Nykamp. Nicole Louise Matsky. Savannah L. DeShano. Shelby Catherine Hubble. Miriam Nesta Gordon. Logan Nicole Seiler. Caitlin Ray Mudrock. Danielle Leanna Dukes. Lauren Kelsey Gillan. Brian Michael Roy. Michelle Frances Harms. Rachel Jackson. Mallory Susan Pyle. Jennifer Denise Guthrie. Christine Miriam Styberski. Tanae, right? Tanisha Strelo. Carrie Jean Christie. Kristen Ray Lawrence. Mackenzie Carson Lamb. Michelle Marie Mills. August George Yankee Jr. Carrie Kilborn II. Tana Lynn Bassano. Janelise M. Fletcher. Christina Nicole Dean. Kelsey Ray Rushi. Samantha Marie Boss. Mary Caitlin Curser. Shelby Lynn Bradley. Jack Douglas Herman. Brody Charles Ritchie. Lucas John Henry. Sean Thomas Kane. Sean William Gillette. Vanessa Ann Wono. Meredith Marie Smith. Danielle Josephine Forehand. Kelsey Alexander Byrne Jolly. Madeline Marie Clark. Hannah Marie Palmreiter. Danielle Ruth Gala. Lauren B. Reminga. Nicole E. Mulahos. Maria Catherine Kroner. Hannah J. Guy. Elise Cartwright. Hillary Irene Shaatzley. Allison Nicole Zemaitis. Trista Morgan Burke. Stephanie Christine Link. Caitlin M. Ketchum. Taylor Aaron Cummings. Jessica Catherine Johnson. Nurgis Mansour Alialo. Jamelia, right? Jamelia Sadiku. Alexandra Marie Cook. Kaylee Marie Lynn Irwin. Jason Allen Bolston. Meredith Lynn Haig. Jennifer Nguyen. Krista Jade Weedy. Cassidy Rose McGuire. Justin Darius Hooper. Morgan Danielle Seibert. Ashley Marie Seams. Emily J. Ranucci. Alicia Marie Van Leer. Lindsay Jean Webster. Megan Louise Upham. Megan Elaine McConnell. Chesney Jane Bauer. Melissa Lee Holland. Brianna Marie Violet. Kaylee Marie Pant. Shannon Elise Silufo. Courtney Lee Dunford. Anthony Justin Picard. Chad Everett Moore. Mackenzie Elizabeth Bentz. Amanda Marie Benson. Sophia Marie Crispel. Claudia L. Wilkes. Jennifer N. Scott. Kristen Eileen Kempema. Caitlin L. Bailey. Lily Lua. Jacqueline Ray Reynolds. Hunter Jean Ricard. Shelby I. Day. Caitlin Eleonora Bell. Maribel Acosta. Justine Ann Small. Caitlin Nicole Chablinski. Marissa Danielle Mastella. Allie Lynn Quillich. Ashton L. Morris. Allison M. Hill. Nikki Lynn Brugaman. Jason Noah DeBell. Lisa Marie Toe. Lindsay Beth Ziru. Courtney Ann Mullins. Catherine A. Vance. Amber June Thomas. Laura Anna Rademacher. Michaela Joe Sikorsky. Lisbeth Gonzalez. Ashley Marie Adams. Jessica Lynn Shea. Brenna Elizabeth Hinska. Rebecca Chattel Sullivan. Zachary Tyler Daly. Sydney Marguerite Morris. Jennifer Jasmine Danae Winkle. Carne Riantra Martin. Ashley Nicole Breakey. Ashley Nicole Sams. Haley Connor Armstrong. Ryan Allen Bissell. Austin James Flees. Abigail Brooke Harmula. Taylor Marie Walters. Hannah Joyce Thomas. Stevie Ann McAuliffe. Rebecca Lynn Syverson. Alexis Kaylin Pillion. Bao Yang. Leona Chayamaka Wachuku. Alexis Catherine Sprague. Megan Suzanne Kaufman. Brittany Jordan Sepan. Madison Jane Eleanor Kiger. Molly Ray Schneider. Dawn Elizabeth Reed. Royal A. Hampton. Peyton James Schrader. Sabrina Lynn Timmer. Joshua Stephen Miller. Maureen Ashley Sheely. Amanda Lynn Mishler. Shaylee Marie Upton. Marissa Marie Lynch. Ashley Mae Petrie. Heather Irene Worth. Mackenzie Lynn Hybor. Rachel Victoria Jorgensen. Emily Sue Feather. Abby Lynn Allward. Robin Marie Bednars. Miriam Gamil Nasheed. Autumn Nicole Merkel. Alexis Ann Lambert. Kimberly Lauren Boyd. Samantha Carol Gross. Stephen J. Cuff. Joshua Lee Halton. Amanda Ray Bowker. Jessica Lynn Jensen. Marina Lynn Terry. Alyssa L. Smith. Thomas Edwin Hesh II. Connor Patrick Lutch. Christian M. Holman. Alejandro Ibera. Taylor Michelle Lubin. Karen Elizabeth Nichols. Ryan Patrick McGrath. Andrea Nicole Boss. Haley Joe Castorina. Mallory Rose Shamana. Alicia Rayanne Seiler. Monica Nyan Kurkowski. Rachel Nicole Willie. Brandon Martin Boonstra. Jared Taylor Hiles. Parker Andrew Godgoud. Whoops. Two ways. Andrew Aaron Famina Jr. Excuse me. Alex Trevelyan Falk. Megan May Brower. Mia Sigaretti. Colton Scott Mitchell. Becky Marie Babcock. Cassandra Ann Lally. Michaela Bethany Marie Schichtel. Colette Elizabeth Tuck. Jenna Ray Radowski. Nicole Elizabeth Helson. Shelby K. Miles. Morgan Brittany Zalato. Lauren Ashley Luton. Dakota Simone Brando. Spencer Douglas Wright. Tierra Desira Chenault. Michael Joseph Kamarsik. Quentin Zachary Warden. Katie Ann Fooch. Megan Rose Burgess. Priscilla A. Garrett. Erin Kathleen Healy. Caleb Edward Logan. Trevor Christian Vigalia. Courtney May Hames. Leanne Nicole Farubi, Olivia Marie Lacari. Alec Benjamin Biltman. Elizabeth Kathleen Shepard, Emily. Katie Marie Hildenbrand. Sarah E. Harry. Brad Michael Moldovan. Rachel Ann Fox. Sarah Elizabeth Foley. Camille E. Kosis. Rachel Lynn Salmon. Lindsay Nicole Kamerska. Megan Elizabeth Hammond. Rebecca Lorraine Barlow. Brittany Kaylin Yarger. Zoe Lee Horn. Andrew Patrick Morehouse. Hakeem Alajuan Dodd. Christopher John Farmer. Rebecca Sue Stanton. Taylor Marie Simon. Kaylin Marie Curtis. Kaylee Jade O'Connor. Raquel Michelle Ryla. Is it Rachel? There we go, Rachel. Erica May Sharp. Dalton Maverick Reed. Andrew James Swords. Danielle Elizabeth Bishop. Rachel Lynn Schoen. Claudia Renee Miller. Allison Renee Simmons. Sarah Jessica Doyle. Danielle Leah Raganbach. Samantha Ray Sayas. Morgan Shelby Hopkins. Ashley Elizabeth Malik. Morgan Elizabeth Miller. Brooke Elizabeth Gosen. Sarah Elizabeth Deletto. Hannah Elise Meads. Zaha Raza. Cassandra Trujillo. Raquel Akia. Or Rachel. Ladies and gentlemen, the graduates of the College of Health Professions.
Will all of our graduates please stand? There is a long-standing tradition at commencement ceremonies in which the graduates move their tassels from the right side to the left side of their caps as a symbol of your accomplishment. I invite all graduates of the class of 2018 to flip their tassels at this time. Congratulations and best wishes to each of you. Please be seated.
Jeremy Mishler, Associate Vice President for External Relations and Executive Director of the Ferris Alumni Association, will now bring you greetings from the Alumni Association.
It is now my great privilege to salute all of you for the first time as alumni of Ferris State University. From this day, you will face many new possibilities, probabilities, and challenges. We will now be depending on you to do your part to strengthen the economies of our world and to build our communities. And it is now, more than ever, that we will be counting on you to advocate to your family, neighbors, and colleagues the continuing opportunity of Ferris State. We are looking forward to your return to campus as our advisors, to be our guest speakers, and to share with us your successes so that your stories will inspire and support future generations that have the ability to fulfill their dreams here and one day stand at your side. Celebrate this great day. We look forward to hearing from you soon. But remember, you are and always will be a Bulldog.
Ladies and gentlemen, please rise for the singing of Ferris Fidelity. You may join Rachel Schumann in singing our alma mater. The words are located in your program.
As constant as the northern star, our faith we pledge to thee. Our word, our bond, our oath, our trust to you, fidelity. From the promise of the crimson dawn to sunset's mellow gold, thy spirit shall breathe in. We pledge allegiance as of old. Ferris State, our help.
Please remain standing for the formal closing of the commencement ceremony. Thank you for sharing this special day with us.